Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to tell you something important related to your English literature. Now, what are those important topics? Here we go with the first one. First word I have written sonnet. What is sonnet? Sonnet is a poem of 14 lines. A poem which is consisted of 14 lines, that is called as sonnet. Okay, 14 lines poem we can call which poem has 14 lines total. To those poems we can call it as sonnet. Second one is simile. When we compare two different things and we say some common points about two different things, that is by using as or like. Okay, for example, the baby is as light as feather. So feather and baby, we are comparing two different things by using as. Your dress is beautiful. The color of your dress is as red as rose or as red as blood. So we are comparing the red colored dress with the color, the red is common. There is a dress and blood. We are comparing blood and dress, or we are comparing the dress and rose. So there is a common point. Okay, so there are many things we can compare the two different things, and we say some common points using as or like. You are tall like a giraffe. You're tall like a giraffe. So I'm comparing you with giraffe because both of you are tall, but by using the word like. So as you can see, when we use these two words as and like and we compare the things, that is called as simile. The question will be find out the figure of speech. What is the figure of speech in this sentence? And in that sentence, if you find the word as or like is there, it means the figure of speech for that sentence will be simile. Coming to the third one, metaphor. What is metaphor? Here also we make comparison, but we don't use these words as or like. We don't use a direct comparison. Okay, here also we compare. My mother is the tiger in my home. It means she is the king or she is the queen. Everybody is under control of my mother. So, my mother is a lioness in my home, or my mother is a tigress. So, directly I am saying my mother a tigress. Is she a tigress? No, she is so powerful in the home. She is such a powerful person. So, I am comparing a tigress because tigress is very powerful and queen of the jungle, I can say. So here you see, when in metaphor also we compare, but there is a direct comparison without taking help of the words like or as. We don't use these words, direct comparison. Okay, we compare many things, like we say no, if someone is fat, we say that he is a buffalo, he is a any animal's name, he is an elephant. See, one elephant is coming. To the fat person, we tease them by calling them as elephant. Hey elephant, come here. So he is not an elephant. His size is similar to elephant. As elephant is also very fat and big animal. So when we compare directly without using any word, without taking help of these words like as or like, direct comparison we make, then that is called as metaphor. Okay, now coming to the fourth one, alliteration. When there is a repetition of same word or same sound many times. Okay, this is the repetition. Okay, repetition of same sound or word, same word or sound. Now for example, uh, please put the pen there, or please, okay, let me write so that you can understand. Please put the pen there. Now here you see P sound and P letter is repeated so many times. There can be many examples like this. Go and gather green leaves and keep it on the green grass. Go and gather the green leaves and keep it on the green grass. So G sound is being repeated here. So such type of sentences where there are repeated letters, repeated words or repeated sounds. So it can be repeated letter also, word also, sound also. So all these will be alliteration. All these will be alliteration. One more I am going to explain. I forgot to write here. That is personification. This is personification. Now what is personification? When we, this is also this is not actually comparison. When in any story, in any poem, when non-living things they talk, actually you will see, you must have read some stories or some poems where the roads they talk, the trees they talk, or the kite. I remembered one poem, the mountain and the squirrel. The mountain and the squirrel. Squirrel is an animal, and what do I say, a bird also you can say. And mountain cannot talk. And one more poem, I think, the kite and the mountain, where one kite and the mountain they are talking. So there are such type of poems and stories where the non-living things also speak, but actually we know the non-living things in real life they cannot speak, but the poet or the author make them to speak through their poem or through their lesson, through the story. So such type of stories or such type of poems are known as personification. What is the parts figure of speech there? Personification. When non-living things start talking in any poem or anywhere, so that is personification. So these are some points related to English literature. And one more thing, rhyming words and rhyming scheme. I forgot. See, the rhyming words and rhyming schemes are different. Okay, rhyming words when the sound is same, sky, fly. Okay, jar, star, car. So when the sound is same, the consonant is different. Like example, jar, car, the consonant has changed, but the sound, you see, the ending sound is same. Okay, so those are rhyming words which sounds same, but rhyming schemes are different. What are rhyming schemes? Rhyming schemes are, I have already made one separate video on rhyming scheme which is already there in my channel. In rhyming schemes, what do we do? In rhyming schemes, we read a poem and we see the last word and we give a name to the sound of the last word. For example, I am writing one poem here. Okay, I am rubbing this. I am writing a poem here. Okay, Johnny, Johnny, yes papa. Eating sugar, no papa. Oh, Johnny, Johnny, yes papa. Eating sugar, no papa. Telling lies, no papa. 4 lines are enough. So only the last word I have written. Papa is first sound, so we will give A, number A to it. Sugar is another sound, not matching with papa. So we will give another name, that will be B. Papa, again this sound is matching with the first one, so we will give the same number A. Okay, sugar and lies, not matching. Lies sound, the pronunciation, the sound is not matching with A, it is also not matching with V, so this will be sound C. So what is the rhyming scheme here? A, B, A, C. So whatever is the first sound, the last word we will see in the poem. You take any poem, 4 lines of the poem. The first sound, the last word in the first line, give number A to it. Now second line, the last word you check. The last word, if it is matching with sound A, then give same number. If it is a different sound, then give B number to it. Then see the third one. If it is matching with sound A or B, then give same number to it. If it is matching with A, give it A. If it is matching with B, give it B. If it's a different sound, then give number C. Then see the last 4th line, last word. A, B, C. Already we have 3 sounds. If it is matching with any one of those, give the same number. If it is also different, then it will be D. If all the 4 sounds, the last letter, the last word has different sound, different pronunciation, then it will be A, B, C, D. If it will match with anything, the same number will be given. So like that we decide rhyming schemes. Okay. Still, if you want to see some more, I have a separate video on rhyming scheme. If you want to go through that video, you will get many examples I have mentioned already. Go through that video to get clear concept of rhyming scheme. So For literature, these were some important topic which I have discussed. If I find something more, I will come with next video. I'll meet you again. Thank you. Keep working hard. Have a good day.